Okay, now you a lot of stuff that you talked about there is to do with production. What about businesses that aren't involved in production? You don't physically make anything. You're a consulting company. You offer advice. You talk to people. I talk to people. I sometimes do stuff for them. Jim does things for people, but there's no product per se. So how relevant is this to us?
Completely.
Okay, go on then.
People think about supply chain and they think about physical products, largely because that's our immediate frame of reference.
Yeah, supply means you're
supplying something. You walk in
supplies.
You walk into a retailer, you take something off the shelf. It is a physical product, and you wonder how on earth it got there. It went through that. Actually, remarkably few people do wonder that. But providing a service is just a replacement for that product. We provide a service. We provide knowledge. We provide know-how. But we have our own supply chain. We have a whole range of things that we have to go to deliver a successful event, as we would call them, to one of our clients. And that event involves quite a number of people. We have our office supplies people who provide us with the folders, manuals, toys that we use, suites that we buy and provide, and so forth. We have a whole team in the middle who are actually putting this thing together so that when you go on a course or an event, you get a manual and it's put together with your name on it and so forth. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of design that goes on it. We have to use the web, which is a major supplier to us from that point of view, the internet, to enable us to communicate with people and so forth. So we have to look at our own supply chain quite carefully. And my advice to other companies who don't think supply chain is for them is think again. I think it is. And we had a great example this morning, if I can share
Absolutely.
that with you.
Yeah.
Please.
I was invited this morning to run a session for the Institute of Directors. And the Institute of Directors largely, are not where they want to be, largely have a collection of small-sized companies and their directors as part of their organisation. And there were, out of probably 13, 14 people, there were probably 5 people involved in manufacturing. And the rest were made up with IT companies, solicitors, I don't remember one or two of the others, but they were service sector nonetheless. And the IOD had asked me to run a session called Supply Chain, So What? Really just...
That's a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what's it got to do with me was really what they were talking about. And really all I did through that session was to invite people just to look at their business in a different way. And I didn't try to look at their supply chains. I invited them to do that. What I did was to talk to them about a restaurant. Everybody's been to a restaurant. And when you think about a restaurant, it has everything in a supply chain. It's got logistics, it's got transport, because they're the waiters, it's got warehousing, fridges, it's got manufacturing, it's got the kitchens, it's got ingredients, it's got an end product, it's got customers, it's got everything that you need within there.
Okay.
And when you share that with people, they begin to see what you mean by supply chain and suddenly then look to their own business in a slightly different way.